Welcome to yet another edition of It's Your Health. I'm with my bride here to give you fun-filled medical facts over the next fastest 30 minutes. But make sure you check with your healthcare provider before doing any of the things that we talk about here on It's Your Health. Right, dear?
Right. He told me I have to behave this whole show.
No, that was before. We'll be right back after this brief commercial message. Remember, you're watching It's Your Health, your leader in healthcare information. Welcome back to the first segment of It's Your Health. I'm with my Stepford wife, who just says yes, yes, dear.
And I have to behave.
Really?
What about you?
I'm always on my best behavior, you know that, sweetheart. Mm-hmm. But that's not why people are watching us, so why don't you inform them?
I'll inform them with some headlines. Exercise may help counter health risks of sedentary lifestyle. Being a couch potato may have fewer long-term health consequences if you trade some of your couch time for gym time. Being inactive for extended periods of time can result in high blood pressure, high cholesterol, more body fat, more fat in the blood, and less of the good type of cholesterol. Wow.
Right, well, they're reinventing the wheel. Now that the weather is nice and we're not battling snow, which, by the way, it's very depressing. By the time you're seeing this, summer will be kind of 3/4 over, so you better get out there and get moving.
We're battling ticks instead of snow.
Yeah, that is upsetting.
Okay, that's all I'm allowed to say.
Hey, I hope this continues at home.
Next headline, potassium supplements may help some heart failure patients. Potassium supplements might boost the survival of heart failure patients who are already taking diuretic drugs. The water pill helps remove excess fluids, but also flush out potassium, a mineral, from the system.
Yeah, in the olden days, they said, well, eat an apricot, bananas, because they're rich in potassium. But you really need a potassium supplement. That and magnesium if you're on diuretics to remain heart healthy. So especially in the warmer weather, make sure you get your electrolytes checked.
Should you just go ahead and get these supplements, or should you get blood work first?
I think you should get blood work and monitor it, because too much potassium is just as bad as too little. So there's a very narrow window.
Everything in moderation. Next headline. Oh, this is a good one. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that. Researchers detect love and lust through eye movements. Have you ever experienced love at first sight?
Geez, this is a bad question. Yes and no.
Oh, that's a typical answer. How about this question? Have you ever experienced lust at first sight?
Yes and no.
Oh, you big baby, you're afraid to answer it. Researchers studying eye patterns have found that where your date focuses their eyes on you could reveal whether he or she is romantically or sexually attracted.
I'm just looking straight ahead here. I'm not.
So you're not even going to say a word, huh?
Well, it is interesting. I mean, I guess they can tell by body movements, and particularly your eyes, what you're up to.
I think it's pretty obvious. I don't even think you need to do a study to determine where your eyes are, what you're interested in. Let's go to one other important topic that I like a lot. Acupuncture may reduce severity and frequency of menopausal hot flashes. I'm not allowed to comment on menopause. For women going through menopause, hot flashes can be one of the most uncomfortable symptoms, but a new study suggests that acupuncture may help to reduce the severity and frequency of hot flashes among menopausal women.
Yeah, as you may know, there's not a great deal we can do about the hot flashes since we're not using
I'll say.
estrogen these days. But then, does it help with the attitude?
What attitude?
Okay, I guess not. So, moving right along.
We have time for one more.
Yes, dear.
If you're thinking about permanent makeup, think twice. I was thinking about permanent makeup at one time, and the doctor I talked to about it, he talked me out of it. Permanent makeup is a series of tattoos applied to the face in order to mimic the look of makeup, such as an eyeliner, lipstick, blush, and filled-in eyebrows. That's Virginia's opinion also. The risks associated with permanent makeup are similar to those of getting a tattoo. You could get an infection, you could get hepatitis, you could get an allergic reaction. Any of those things can happen. Also, they can droop. You know, you can get it on your eye for your eyebrows, and they can droop over time. Or you can get it on your mouth, and it can move. So before you decide that you're going to get a facial tattoo of any kind, well, probably any tattoo of any kind, check into the risks associated with makeup tattoos.
I've seen a few patients who actually had some buyer remorse because the color changed. Over time, the color that you had can fade, and it doesn't look like what it had intended to look like. So,
and while we're on the subject of lips, as the old saying goes, a woman's true age shows first on her neck and then on her hands. Well, it's probably a wise thing to take a good look at your lips, too. Over the years, the lips begin to thin out and lose their plump pout. Do you know what we can do about it?
now, just before, if I stare at your lips, is that love or lust?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I
Okay.
didn't do the research.
All right, but tell us what you can, how you can plump up your lips.
Well, they sell lip plumpers that actually irritate your lips, have cinnamon or something in them that make your lips temporarily larger. I use something called City Cosmetics. That one and Lip Fusion don't irritate your lips, and they contain particles that attract moisture. And using it every day will actually help to keep your lips not only moist, but also keep the fullness to them. So I like City Cosmetics.
Ah, well then, I like City Cosmetics.
Good answer.
Well, speaking of good answers, we've already, as I said, went through the fastest half hour here in It's Your Health Land. So we're going to be right back after this brief commercial message. Remember, you're watching It's Your Health, your leader in healthcare information and menopausal information.
Welcome back to It's Your Health, the fastest 30 minutes in television history ever. And I'm going to start off with headlines.
Don't you love her?
Don't wash raw chicken. A large percentage of us wash chicken before cooking it.
You don't go in the kitchen. But go ahead. Don't say us.
Because either we think it will get rid of germs or because it's what we've been taught. They're urging people not to practice this in an effort to reduce the number of food poisonings, because when you wash the chicken, you spread whatever the bacteria is all over everything. But, you know, there's something I don't understand about it. I've done this, so there.
Oh, okay.
But when you take that chicken and you put him under the water, he doesn't like it.
Oh, really?
No, and he squirms and splashes, and finally he gets the whole kitchen wet, runs outside, and gets dirty all over again. So what's the sense of washing a chicken?
Exactly. So don't wash the chicken, all right? And let's just be truthful. I mean, when's the last time you cooked, sweetheart? Let's be honest.
I was just talking about a chicken. I
All
wasn't
right.
talking about cooking.
Okay.
I don't cook.
All right.
You won't let me cook. You refuse to allow me to cook.
I think we have another headline.
Okay. Little league shoulder on the rise. This is a sad thing. Some children who engage in repetitive overhead throwing, especially pitching, can end up paying a price, as insufficient strength paired with poor form turns into the condition commonly known as little league shoulder. This condition causes an unwelcome combination of shoulder pain, swelling, and impaired mobility. It appears to be on the rise.
Well, no doubt. Again, you want to do everything in moderation, but if you're out there throwing hard stuff and curveballs, you're going to end up with shoulder and elbow pain later on. You really have to be developed. And even then, look at the major leaguers who go out with this and that because they're overusing an organ that wasn't designed for that.
Okay, the next headline. You could be nice for this one.
Okay.
The question is, do you stock a heart-healthy kitchen? I can stock a kitchen, you know. I can shop with the best of them.
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you like to go through what they are?
Yeah, get a load of this on the full screen if you don't mind. These are things that are in our kitchen that you ought to keep in mind. Whole grains, love them, along with olive oil. Fish, it goes without saying. I don't necessarily get into flaxseed, but fruits we certainly do.
I just bought some flaxseed.
Really? Where are you hiding it?
I just got it. It's in my car.
Oh, well then let's bring it into
Okay.
the kitchen. Nuts, of course, are terrific things. And
Especially, I love pistachios, especially pistachios, almonds, and walnuts.
legumes?
Legumes.
Yeah, I'm not into those for some reason.
Yes, you are. You
Yeah.
like beans.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm looking for a can that doesn't have legumes on it, so
You're not going to find one.
I'm not going to find one of those.
And then he says, I don't know the kitchen.
So keep in mind those things are heart healthy and are easy to open up.
And easy to use.
Exactly.
But just as with everything else, everything in moderation. You know, nuts are good for you, but if you eat a whole lot of them, it's not good for your wheat belly.
Oh, wheat belly. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little later.
Oh, sure. Lyme disease. I hate talking about this. I hate thinking about it. He just took a tick off me the other day. I don't even know where it came from. It probably came in with one of the dogs, and by the way, a dog can't give you Lyme disease. Lyme disease is an infection that's spread by ticks. You can get it if you're bitten by an infected tick. Most people who have had a tick bite do not get Lyme disease, but it's still important to see your doctor if you have a tick attached that you can't remove.
Yeah, it's on the increase, there's no doubt. We're seeing more cases of ticks and more tick-borne disease. And they're kind of sneaky. And if you have a tick or a tick bite, I would get tested. We can do a blood test to see if the Lyme has decided to bite you, if you will, and put you on antibiotics in the meantime that might keep it from developing a full-blown course of Lyme disease, which is not
What
healthy.
are some symptoms?
Well, you can get a funny rash initially, and you can feel like you have the flu. Fever, myalgias, aches and pains. It can lead on to certain forms of arthritis, carditis, neurologic stuff, a whole host of things. So it's
Wow. So you might think you just have the flu, and here it is, you got bitten by one of those ugly, disgusting ticks.
yeah, they are. And when you remove them, sometimes people don't remove the whole thing. We have to go in and dig out the barbs. Or the
What
head.
happens if you don't remove the whole thing?
Well, I don't know, because presumably you may still have whatever the bug is, the Bordetella type of thing, that I would get the whole thing removed.
You got the whole thing. Okay, that's a good idea. And from ticks, we're going to go into something good. And what are the health benefits of organic food? More and more we're seeing signs that say, this is organic, buy organic. It's a common perception that organic foods are healthier than conventional foods because of the way organic foods are produced. They're farmed without chemicals or fertilizers, and organic meat is produced without antibiotics or growth hormones. But are they really more of a benefit?
Well, they're more expensive, I'll tell you that. And I'm not sure the jury is in on whether they're going to be healthier for you in the long run. Obviously, if you're lowering the antibiotic use and hormone use and pesticide use, those are good things. But I just don't know how in today's society you can become zero on all that. It takes a lot, especially if you have a family. So.
And food costs so much lately.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
It's expensive for you to keep buying me those hot fudge sundaes.
Without wheat, no doubt.
Okay, I'm going to give you a quiz. You ready?
Go ahead.
This is a quiz on diabetes. It's what's your diabetes IQ? Are you ready?
Go for it.
Okay. People with diabetes can develop blurry vision and even blindness. True or false?
Yes. They need to have eye health done. The sugar can do irreversible changes to your eye. So if you're a diabetic, get a yearly eye exam.
True or false? High blood sugar can lead to tooth and gum disease.
Sure can, and dental health is just as important in any age because it can lead on to other issues, particularly cardiac disease. So make sure you keep your dental health up to date.
People with diabetes catch the flu more often than people who don't have diabetes.
Yeah, we can see that more often. I think it can affect your immune system, no doubt, and put you at risk for any illness, infectious or otherwise.
The correct answer was false.
Oh, really? Really?
Just to tell you.
Okay.
Diabetes can hurt your feet.
Well, yes, that's true. You can have a neuropathy, which means nerve damage, along with circulatory changes as well. And one of the bad things we see, particularly in the summer, is people who have impaired sensation on the feet will go out on a hot deck and get burnt and not know it.
Because they're barefoot.
Yes, yes. So you got to be very careful with.
Never be barefoot.
And so podiatric or foot care is also a cornerstone of diabetic therapy.
One more. This is give you a chance of getting a B or a C.
All right.
Diabetes causes acne.
Geez, I don't think so.
Good answer.
Okay.
You get a B. I'll give you a B plus for that one.
Well, we'll be right back after this brief commercial message. Remember, you're watching It's Your Health. We're your leader in healthcare information. We'll be right back. Right, dear?
Right, dear. Welcome back to the last part of this edition of It's Your Health. The fastest 30 minutes in television.
In television land.
In television land.
Okay.
We're going to start off by talking about sleep, and don't fall asleep through this section because we have lots of good stuff to tell you. Can't sleep? A few sessions with a psychologist could improve your slumber and lower your health care costs.
Talk therapy is better than medicines sometimes. And so I would agree with something like that. Talk out some of those issues.
So when I talk and you don't listen, does that count?
I go to sleep.
Oh, okay. So it works for you.
It works.
I see.
Case closed.
All right. Next headline is called Mugshot. Lots of people grab a cup of coffee for a jolt of energy before cramming for a test or getting ready for a presentation. But having a cup afterwards might help too.
Yeah, they say that caffeine can give you some short-term memory improvement.
Yeah, it can consolidate whatever you've learned from before and get it more secure in your mind.
Not for the long haul, but maybe short term.
Oh, okay. Well, it's better than nothing. The third one is one that I suffer from with my one ring, nickel jewelry allergy. If earrings make your earlobes itch or your necklace leaves a rash around your neck or around your ring finger, you may have a nickel allergy. It's one of the most common skin allergies, in part because nickel is used in everything from jewelry to cell phones, coins, zippers, and even eyeglass frames.
Very common. People don't want to hear it because if we tell them you might have a nickel allergy, they think their jewelry is cheap. But it's in a lot of things, whether the jewelry is cheap or not.
Okay, if you're going to have your ears pierced, you want to have it done by a surgical grade stainless steel instrument and avoid piercing guns because some piercing guns contain nickel.
That I didn't know.
And also, 14, 18, and 24 karat gold doesn't have nickel in it, but white gold might have nickel in it. I know about this jewelry stuff.
I didn't know that.
Jewelry and makeup I can help you with,
But not cooking, all right.
but not cooking. What you see is what you get. Relieve allergy symptoms without drugs. Want a natural remedy for your runny nose and other nasal allergy symptoms? Natural allergy treatments can't replace medical care, but they can work alongside drugs. They can help get your symptoms under control. What kind of things can we do?
Well,
because I was in your office the other day and a woman was talking to me and she was complaining about her allergy symptoms.
a lot of allergies this time of year, and if you look at the list that we have for you there, you can see acupuncture can help, so can allergy proofing your home. Filters that are HEPA related can help. I'm not a probiotic fan, to be honest with you, but they list it there as well.
I don't even know what they are.
And saline nasal sprays I like because they can wash out some of the allergens. Supplements, I don't know if I'm really a supplement fan, to be honest with you. They claim butter burr is one of those natural supplements.
Never heard of that either.
Can, but I think a lot of allergies can actually be stopped, dead in their tracks. And if you wanted to pull out a prescription pad, there's a very safe medication called Singulair that we use for people with recurrent allergic rhinitis, asthma, and you can use it as low as a 5-year-old. It's safe. And it literally stops the allergic response. So if you really need to declare war, that's something to consider.
Well, that's good to know. So now you can use both sides.
Exactly.
Okay. How can you lose weight? Oh, you've already lost weight. You can do it one small habit at a time. Weight loss can feel like a roller coaster, up, down, up, down. Find your way to steadier ground by committing to a few small, simple habits at a time. And the important word is make them habits.
Right. Don't starve yourself. Small, frequent meals. The latest thing that we have found out is about wheat belly. The wheat is different, and it's genetically modified to create a belt type of belly fat, and it's an appetite stimulant. So avoiding wheat is very, very difficult to do. But
Yes, it is.
if you do, in my own case, I lost 5 pounds in a week and did nothing except limit weight or limit the wheat use. What's wrong?
Ask me how much I lost doing the same thing.
Well, maybe you don't have wheat belly. Maybe you have chocolate sundae belly. Is that possible? With nuts.
Well, you are nuts, but it is possible. And the other thing is when you do a small habit at a time, you gain confidence that you can do more. And that's the other part of it.
Good point, sweetheart.
Right. And on the topic of eating, emotional eating, you want to tell us about that?
Well, there are comfort foods, you know.
Mashed potatoes, gravy.
So, unfortunately, we often, when we're stressed, anxious, depressed,
Potato chips.
turn to food. And that emotional binge eating is deadly because it's usually a bad food, and you do it without knowing it, and it makes you feel good, so you do it more. Like a lot of things. Right, dear?
75% of overeating is because of emotions, and I've just ignored that.
Okay.
I have one more point of interest for you.
Okay.
Menopause is an emotional roller coaster for women. Declining estrogen levels associated with menopause can cause more than hot flashes. They can also make a woman feel like she's in a constant state of PMS. Unfortunately, these emotional changes can often accompany menopause.
It is unfortunate, I will agree.
And that's all you're going to say, huh? I knew I shouldn't have brought up that topic.
Well, do you have any solutions?
Keep me happy.
Do you have any real solutions?
No.
Okay.
I could talk about dogs, though.
All right, that'll keep us all happy.
I guess we always have something to say about our dogs. Like there are people who say, my dog never listens to me. They act like their dog is doing it on purpose. They're purposely ignoring them. A psychologist would say to them, who from your past didn't listen to you?
Oh, wow, that's fascinating.
How about this one? My husband seems more excited when the dog gets in bed than when I do.
Okay, we have 3 of them, so we always did, never mind.
Okay, we'll skip that one. My dog is a neurotic mess. Anxious and neurotic dogs are a reflection of anxious and neurotic pet owners. Start treating dogs like dogs, and we'll keep ourselves and our dogs a little less crazy.
I like that. Man's best friend.
Yep.
Is that it?
That's it. I was on my best behavior.
I'll say.
I know.
Why is this?
Because you said to me, you better be on your best behavior.
Okay. Well, keep those cards and letters coming into Samsung Productions about her good behavior this time around. So thank you for watching It's Your Health, allowing us to come into your home, inform, and hopefully entertain you. Right, dear?
Right, dear.
Okay. See, it works.
No, it doesn't, because as soon as we're finished, he's going to find out how wrong he's been.
Well, thank you for watching. It's always a pleasure to do this show with you. And again, we get tremendous accolades from our fans out there. So
Who say to me, give it to him good.
that's a good idea. All right, on that note, we will finish with another edition of It's Your Health. Thank you for watching. Keep on listening.